Hospitality House was the second shelter for abused women and their children to open in the state of Georgia.
We've been here a long time. 46 years creates an incredible history about our organization.
And it started with a small house on South Broad Street.
Inside that 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, there was a beauty shop and a telephone answering service. It brought in enough money for us to pay our mortgage. We didn't have anything to go in it, but we just spread the word. People came with beds and sofas and chairs and tables. It was just incredible the way people in the community opened up their hearts and shared things that they had with us.
We meet our guests where they are in life, and they come to us probably at the lowest point of their life. And we come up with an individualized plan for each and every person that walks through our doors.
We have ladies that literally come 2, 3 a.m. with just their clothes on their backs, and they are fleeing a domestic violence situation. So that is the immediate need.
Hospitality House offers a variety of services to people in shelter, case planning, safety planning to make sure that they stay safe from their abuser.
You have to keep a lot of things confidential, particularly its location, because we don't want a potential batterer coming to the house and trying to get to their spouse, significant other.
A lot of the women think that with them coming into shelter, they're nervous. They think that we're going to contact DFACS, and that's not the case. We are mandate reporters, but by them coming into shelter, that's a safe place.
Our services are free and our services are confidential. So if it's something as needing a restraining order, or if you need financial assistance, or if you need group counseling, everything is free of charge.
We help with finding housing. We help with people finding jobs, getting their birth certificates and identifications or driver's license, whatever is in the way of them being able to physically move forward.
1 in 3 women have been the victims of domestic violence in their lifetime, so it's more common than you think. And if you know more than 3 women, which of course you do, the odds are you know a victim of domestic violence, you just don't necessarily know who it is or what the circumstances were.
These women, they all need a fresh start. Everyone deserves a second chance. I see Hospitality House getting out there and getting into the nitty-gritty.
Intimate partner violence is a huge part of the community, and it doesn't need to be, because people don't value themselves enough to stop it.
We also are able to help with counseling, legal advocacy, financial support for outreach clients, but there are still people who don't know about us.
That they ask for it, that they must like it because they don't leave when it's very difficult to leave. If you are in a domestic violence situation, a lot of times the monies that were there for the household, the female doesn't have access to those monies. And it's a control and power thing.
They are not victims. The misconception is that being a victim makes you weak, and that's not true. A lot of these women are survivors, whether it is physical violence or if it's even mental. A lot of times it's mental abuse is a lot more harmful and long-term impacting on a woman.
I think a lot of people ask the question, why doesn't he or she just leave the relationship? And oftentimes that's just not the right question to ask. There are a lot of barriers to someone who's leaving a domestic violence relationship. Maybe they're considering what might happen if they leave their abuser, what could happen to their children and to their family as a whole. Maybe kids have to move schools or change districts. That can be a huge piece of the puzzle.
I think people are under the assumption that it can't happen to you. We have served women that are married to doctors, that are married to police officers or just married to your local mechanic. So it can happen to anybody.
And don't be mistaken, we do have men that are victims of also domestic violence. So those are the ones, but the majority are females.
1 in 3 women and 1 in 9 men in their lifetime experience domestic violence.
But as I said earlier, often people don't talk about abuse. We hope that anybody that is abused will know about us and will call us for help.
We always need volunteers, particularly at the thrift store. We're sorting and putting things on the floor and making it look pretty and keeping it clean.
We really rely on volunteers to keep the store organized, to keep it running, so people from the community can donate clothing, home goods, furniture, and we take that and we sell it.
The guests at the hospitality house have first choice on everything that's donated. For the things that are not needed at the moment, we sell them in our store.
100% of our proceeds go directly to the shelter.
It's raised over $1 million since we've opened it in profits that have helped to keep the doors open and pay the power bill and all the things we can't do without it.
We have organizations such as churches, we have colleges that come in, we have individuals, and also community service hours can be produced from the store. I personally think that it's the best place to volunteer in town.
Barry has been an incredible source of volunteers for Hospitality House, and so we are really grateful for that. We've actually had first-year students come out to help out at the thrift store. Barry's just been a great community partner in spreading the word about what Hospitality House does in the community. And some of those survivors are in college, right? So we see that right here in Rome. 43% of women in college experience intimate partner violence. So it's a prevalent issue in the college sphere as well.
You know, one thing we take a lot of pride in is our annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes fundraiser. We go up and down Broad Street and everyone wears a pair of women's shoes, everybody. I'm usually in flats, but some guys will go all out and wear the heels.
I am actually a survivor of domestic violence. It took out a large chunk of my life. And I was one of those women. I was very timid. I was scared to be who I was. I was scared to leave. I was scared to grow.
In 2001, I ran away with 2 kids in a suitcase 2 weeks before 9/11, and Hospitality House saved my life.
I am also a survivor of domestic violence, so I can get behind the cause. Hospitality House gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me a place to be and to heal and to find camaraderie in the battle against domestic violence.
And it's impacted me in so many positive ways. It's shown me a lot of grace and compassion and patience. It has given me a new life. I have been living here around 3 years now, and this was the first job I took when I moved to Rome. Some of my closest friends have come from the house itself.
It's like a home away from home. It's actually like a sisterhood. Working with the ladies here, the co-workers is awesome. It's a blessing. And being able to be a part of the ones that are in shelter is a blessing as well.
Just the overall bravery that a victim or a client of domestic violence can see the inroad of, I need to leave this situation, or I'm going to be seriously injured, I'm going to be killed, or my children are going to be killed. When I see someone that can muster up that much courage and want to step out, no matter the fear of, I don't have a place to live, I don't know where my next meal is coming from, I don't know how I'm going to take care of my children and feed and clothe them, for them to be able to muster up that much courage is just phenomenal.
And I'm super, super proud of everyone that's involved with the house, everyone.
I work with a great team of ladies. Keep up the good work, ladies.